Now is the time when, if we were in our church building, I would invite the children to come and sit with me on the front steps, and we would have a time for children. So I invite the children to perk up your ears, and if you are a child at heart, also I invite you into a little bit of a playful time. The first thing I want you to do to get ready for this time is to maybe pause the video in a minute and go and find a picture of Jesus. And if you don't have a picture of Jesus in your house, maybe you can draw one. So I invite you to pause the video and then come back. So now that you have your picture, I want you to put that picture on the floor, sort of in the middle of a space. And I want you to grab the people that you're worshiping with, whether that's your mom or your dad or your grandma, your grandpa, your brother, your sister. And I want you to make a circle with the picture of Jesus in the middle of the circle. And maybe if you're worshiping with just one other person, you're going to make kind of a square and hold hands around that picture. If you're by yourself, you might put the picture on the floor and just sort of step back from that picture. Now, the next thing I want you to do, if you're holding hands with the person next to you, is to drop your hands and put your arms out and step back until just your fingers are touching. Just your fingers, not your whole hands, but just your fingers. And now you've made a bigger circle around Jesus. There are some holes in the circle, and maybe somebody could get into the middle of the circle through the holes. Be easy, wouldn't it? Be good. That's the way we are as a church. We don't want to be too tightly close together because we want spaces for new people, new friends to come and join with us. So, the question in church is, how do we get close to Jesus? Well, you can see the picture of Jesus in the middle of your circle, can't you? So if everybody wants to get close to Jesus, what would we do? We would start stepping closer. But then what happens as we get closer and closer to Jesus? We get closer and closer to each other, don't we? Well, that's what Jesus is teaching us in the scripture that we're going to have today. Jesus is teaching us that if we want to be close to Him, we need to be close to the people around us. And that's not just our family, it's all the people around us. It's the people in our neighborhood, it's the people in our church, it's the people in the neighborhood around our church, it's the people who live on the other side of the world. We need to be close to other people. And not just close, but close in a way that helps them when they need it. Jesus teaches us in the story that we're going to hear that if we want to be with Him, if we want to see Him, we need to be able to see our neighbors' faces and the things they need, and then we need to help our neighbors. This is a pretty easy scripture to understand, and it's also a really hard scripture to live. And so I invite you to bow your head and pray with me. We'll do an echo prayer. Gracious God, we are grateful for this day. We are grateful for our neighbors. We are grateful for our brothers and sisters and all our families. Be with us this week as we play, as we help our parents. Help us to be the people that you would like us to be. Amen. Amen.